Well, good evening, folks. If you are just joining us, this is the FIBA Basketball World Cup, the second semifinal here in the Wukesong Arena in Beijing, China. And it's between France and Argentina. The winner will advance to face Spain, who beat Australia in a double overtime thriller in the first semi. Evan Fournier, who was electric against the United States, gets inside and misses with his first attempt, and now Campazzo brings it up for Argentina and hands it off to D'Elia, who had the foul trouble the other night. And Garino, one of the unsung heroes, really. Here's Scola. Plays professionally in China. And clearly enjoys the ambiance in this country. He played very well. He's been very good at this World Cup. And so has this man, Ntilikina.
Pleasant sight there for France. And again, Ntilikina, who has some critics saying he can't shoot that well, proved a lot of those critics wrong the other night, hitting a big three from the right wing and a long two from the left wing, gets things going here for France.
D'Elia goes right at Gobert. Had a good move, but didn't finish. Amat N'Baye, another of the unsung heroes here after a sensational season with Virtus Bologna. Here's Fournier, misses his second attempt, and now Scola out on the break. Takes a little bit of contact and goes and scores. Remarkable.
So Scola taking it coast to coast, showing off the ball handling. But one thing about Fournier, I know he's missed his first couple shots, is you see Scola head down. Ntilikina takes the contact and swipes down.
Boy, he really was fouled, wasn't he? There was no doubt about it. And Scola takes his free throws. Interesting, Chris Bosh is fouled into the house, the former USA international.
There's a lot of people in the building here tonight.
Manu Ginobili as well here watching Argentina. Flew in for tonight's game. Wouldn't be surprised if he tries to get a few minutes here. Talk to Hernandez at halftime. Here's Gobert, gets blocked by D'Elia.
Scola again pushing the break.
And clearly part of the strategy. Give it to the big man and let him go.
Wow, Luis Scola.
Garino. Oh, and that was a trip by D'Elia.
Yeah, Fournier is going to be in attack mode almost every time he touches the ball.
That's not, is that borderline unsportsmanlike? Look at this, sticks his leg out. Fournier just sat on the court and look at that. Campazzo, France, I'm not accusing them of taking Argentina lightly, but Argentina have certainly come out with the same fire they had against Serbia. Ntilikina from the left corner, and D'Elia with the rebound.
Yeah, you can just sense the intensity from Argentina.
What a remarkable story they've become. Campazzo. Sure, a lot of people expected Argentina to get some wins at this World Cup, but not to be on the cusp of a spot in the final.
Brusino was quiet the other night, took a knock to the nose.
Campazzo, that's good.
Oh, he's just continuing what he's been doing all tournament, knocking down shots. He's a 44% three-point shooter. Can't give him space.
Now Ntilikina, another attempt for him, and off the front of the iron. So Argentina once again with a dream start. And Scola continually goes to the basket. Goes up again and banks it in. This time beats Amat N'Baye.
Again, 39 years old, Luis Scola. He's been in the World Cup since 2002.
And for players like him, 39 is the new 29.
You heard the French coach talk about guys not playing within the system.
And Nando De Colo has checked into the game for France. Come in to give Fournier a breather.
Yeah, De Colo also has been electric. 17 points a game on 58% shooting. Not bad production off your bench. Look at this activity.
And look at the play by Campazzo. Savvy.
He just
gets it and throws it off Ntilikina.
This is all he does is make play after play after play.
Andrew Albasi is going to come into the game. Louis Labarrie also is in, number 25 for France.
So some early changes, trying to get onto the right.
I mean, this is a bad start for France for a number of reasons, but maybe chief among them is it just confirms for Argentina that they belong here and that they can go and win this game.
Campazzo fell, got his own miss.
And right now, it's all about intensity. And this Argentina team has more of it, but Scola missing badly there. Albasi didn't even know if he was going to make this team. He's become a hugely important player for France.
Well, he was their floor general for all 12 World Cup qualifiers. As Labarrie comes in with a big shot off the bench.
A 3 for Labarrie.
Labarrie only averaging 1 point per game.
So he's tripled his points total already.
And then an offensive foul. So France, chance here to build a little bit of momentum.
And foul called on Campazzo. And
I mean, just to think about how surprising that shot from Labarrie is, he's only played in 3 of the 6 games. So the trust from Collet to go to his bench early and see if it pays off.
Garino out on De Colo, and De Colo takes it in and is fouled by Garino.
De Colo, we know what he can do offensively. Able to score on all 3 levels, gets to the basket, gets to the free throw line, and can also knock down the outside shot.
Well, he was crucial against the United States. Made some big plays late. So just when we thought Argentina were about to grab the game by the scruff of the neck, France have scored 5 unanswered points.
Yeah, De Colo was 9 of 10 from the free throw line against the USA. Again, his aggression towards the basket. As you see the nice pass from Campazzo deflected.
I think Batum got his hands on that.
Oh, nice.
D'Elia!
Well, so much attention defensively on Scola.
Albasi stepped out of bounds.
Lack of spatial awareness there by Albasi. Unforced turnover.
Well, we came in here tonight talking about the play of Rudy Gobert, but really the only player that in that low post that's made the headlines has been Scola as well as D'Elia.
Well, on the floor now, Luca Vildoza, who I know impressed you so much the other night.
Impressed everybody. Now the Campazzo. Oh, what a play. What a play.
Come on, Jeff. The fake pass with one hand finger roll? You do not see that every day.
And Vildoza reaches in and fouls De Colo.
Yeah, can't wait to see a replay of that Campazzo move.
Here's Manu Ginobili, who hears the applause as his likeness appears on the overhead. Of course, the MVP of 2004. He was outstanding in 2002 when they made it to the final and lost to Yugoslavia in overtime. Outstanding in 2006. Here's De Colo driving in. What a finish by De Colo! What a move!
Well, kind of a page out of Campazzo's book with the fake pass. And another tough finish.
Vildoza, little runner, misses everything. Was that a pass?
Well, that's the Gobert effect. When you see the big man, of course, Gobert 7'1", 2 meters 15, by the basket. You gotta think twice about what you're gonna do.
Nicolas Batum goes out and Evan Fournier comes back into the game. I mean, you simply cannot put enough superlatives out there for Fournier, the way he has played in this competition, but especially against the United States. He was pretty much unstoppable. Here's Garino backing up, but called for the charge. That's 2 fouls on him in the first quarter.
You see De Colo taking the contact right on the chest, timed it perfectly.
Both Garino and Hernandez asking for a flop, but great defense by De Colo.
Argentina now in the penalty. France just with 1 foul so far.
Labourie's already hit 1 3, make it 2! And look at that for the X factor of France. Who expected that?
Well, that's the beauty of these games. Gives a chance for guys to step up. Labourie accepting the challenge, also guarding Scola.
Scola backs up and scores and gets a trip to the line. Boy, it has been all Luis Scola for Argentina. 9 points already. Labourie's thinking the foul was committed before he got into the shooting motion.
Well, he's saying that Scola initiated all the contact. You saw the left elbow swing through.
Well, I guess perhaps reputation counts for something. I mean, it is a country of sporting icons, and Scola is right up there.
Well, Sergio Hernandez in the press conference following the victory over Serbia talked about Scola's impact off the court, his willingness to talk to the younger players and take them under their wing.
What was amazing was, because we traveled back with them in France from Dongguan from the quarterfinals, and to see Scola, he's among them, but he's also kind of clearly the leader. And you could just see how they're in awe of him. It's very special.
Well, when he performs like this, it's no wonder.
And he said as long as 2 years ago that he believed Argentina could get to the semifinals of the FIBA Basketball World Cup. And he's going to catch a break here. And really the good thing for these two teams, just like in the previous game, both of these teams have already qualified for the Olympics. So excellent has been their performance. They took direct spots from their respective regions, from the Americas for Argentina and from Europe for France. Spain and Australia, who played in the first semifinal, will also be at the Olympics in Tokyo next year. Fournier looking to make his mark. Deck, who's checked in. Can't stop him. That's the Evan Fournier we saw against the United States.
Yeah, the ball handling wizardry on display there, the shaking of the crossover.
I like that.
Space.
Wizardry from the wizard. And Campazzo's pass this time not caught by Deck.
Well, if there's one thing you'd say about Campazzo's game is, you know, he makes a lot of those risky passes. Sometimes they pay off and they're beautiful. As you see the Fournier drive, a lot of contact, able to finish. But Campazzo takes those gambles and they can pay off or they can lead to turnovers like that. It is crazy that Labourie's, who had 4 points in the total of the tournament coming into this one, already eclipsing that on 2 3-pointers. As Mathias Lesor comes in for Gobert.
De Colo, and the ball goes off of Lesor, and then he steps out of bounds as he's trying to control it. So Lesor just comes into the game and turns it over. And just as Serbia did, you know, you look out there and you get the feeling that France have so much size that they're going to be just incredibly difficult to overcome. But Argentina just fight. La Provitola got it to Deck, but he missed the reverse layup. Shaky start for Deck. Now Deck goes in, and a little underhanded shot is good. Teammate of Campazzo's at Real Madrid.
Yeah, Deck, another guy who had a strong game against Serbia, double figures, had the breakaway dunk / dagger, if you remember.
And now a hold on Gaisi. So Argentina over the limit, and that means Lesor will go to the line. Matthias Lesor, 23 years of age. And actually, he was held first. There's a lot of tugging and holding that goes on, and sometimes maybe it just matters when the referee sees it. Lesor misses the first one. He even had some good moments the other night against the American team. Breaks two, but gets it back, then misses again, and the ball ends up in the corner and is picked up by Vildotha. La Provitola whips it over to Deck. And Deck goes in for the rim rocker.
Well, Gabriel Deck got a ball screen and no help side defense from France. Takes off for the slam.
Is it just me, or does he look kind of lackadaisical out there? He is just so relaxed, and Fournier answers, makes it look easy.
Yeah, able to weave through the defense again with the dribble.
La Provitola, risky business, dribbling in front of Albasi like that. Gaisi. And Zarapovic calls the foul.
La Provitola also made a number of beautiful passes the other night, including one between the legs of the defender to Scola, roll into the basket. There you see the foul on De Colo.
Looks like he got a lot of ball there. Gaisi goes out, Scola comes back in. Pajerup in the game as well for Argentina, number 10 in the corner. Yeah, the reserves were so crucial the other night for Argentina. Now Scola battling Albasi. Look at him getting after Scola, helping out with the double team. And now Scola may have said something. Or no, he held.
Yeah, fortunate to not get called for the unsportsmanlike, but still going to be 2 free throws. Yeah, he was kind of on his way up. But if France goes down, sorry, if they end the quarter just down 3, not the worst scenario for them considering how poorly they start shooting the ball.
That's only the first foul on Scola. Pajerup goes out, and Brasino comes back in for Argentina.
Well, if you remember against Serbia, Argentina committed 11 fouls in that first quarter. Serbia was living at the free throw line, and it did not affect them at all after that.
Good start for De Colo, who comes off the bench. And he comes out, and Axel Toupin comes in. Those French fans, always loyal followers of this national team. They go everywhere. There's Vildotha. Final 9 seconds. Will they be able to hold on to and get the last shot? La Provitola going up against Albasi. Vildotha has to launch it. And very good defense at the end by France as Argentina takes a 21-18 lead to the benches at the end of the first quarter. Second quarter underway. And Vildosa still in the game with La Provitola, Scola, Deck, and D'Elia for Argentina. And it's Fournier guarding Deck and picking up the foul. Look at this.
Well, they found the mismatch, isolated him on the strong side of the floor, and cleared the way.
La Provitola gets it to Deck again.
Right back to the same spot. Fournier battling.
Oh, the help defense. Swat from Lesor.
Great timing there by Lesor.
Now Lesor hands it off. DeColo for three. Ooh, collision of bodies. La Provitola now has it. And Lesor picks up the foul. So these teams playing 48 hours ago. You see again the rejection from Lesor. Why don't we call him Lesor? L-E and then Sor, S-O-A-R. How about that? That would be a good name for him. Mix a little bit of French and English. He gets up there. Here's Vildosa. Goes right at Lesor that time. Didn't soar high enough.
Well, that was a beautiful finish on Vildosa. Just got it high up in the air, avoiding the block.
DeColo. Pass to Albasi.
Fournier's open. Beautiful pass behind the back.
Wide open. Good. Now the question is, did he tap it?
I think he
Labari.
did. They might wave this off.
It might have gone in had he not tapped it.
Oh, they're calling it a two-point basket, so.
Yeah, actually it may not have gone in.
But they are allowed to do that in FIBA, even though the ball's on the cylinder. Tap it in, since you can tap it out defensively.
Just cannot make contact with the rim, with your body.
Oh.
Scola was
like
falling down.
Looked like he traveled.
Yeah, France appealing for a travel.
He did a jab step one way, then used his other foot to move. And it caught Lesor off guard, so he had no choice but to foul. You see here,
Watch this.
Oh, wow, that's...
No, he just, what happened was he stepped on Lesor's foot, his right foot, and went down.
Well, he shuffled his feet initially.
Open is La Provitola, and then Deck flies in, but good strong rebound from Fournier, Evan Fournier. Feels out the defense, turns, goes up. Oh, what a finish.
This man is a scorer. There's no other way to put it. He just puts the ball in the basket.
France have pulled to within one. Scola, little jump hook. And now France can take the lead.
Laberi's minutes, though. Very beneficial surprise as he's a little soft with the ball there. Oh, strong screen from Lesor.
Albasi.
Ooh, nice pass.
And the two-handed flush from Lesor. France have taken the lead.
And all of this with Gobert on the bench as well. It's the other guys for France making plays. That pass from DeColo, though, was wow.
Yeah, DeColo has been terrific. So timeout by Sergio Hernandez. Let's go down and listen. Well, impressive finish by Lesor, and it was after a wonderful pass by Nando De Colo, who, despite coming off the bench, it's not really who starts, it's who finishes, and often he's in the game at the end. Campazzo, meanwhile, back in the contest. And La Provitola misses from the top of the key.
All the momentum in France's favor right now. And Batum checked back in after Laverie's impressive performance.
Argentina led by as many as 8 points in the first quarter. Batum to Albisi. Back to Batum for three.
Albisi has a shot, passes up on it.
And Campazzo reaches up, knocks it away. Fournier has to hurry. He's going to pull up for a jumper. No, he's going to explode into the lane, go off 1 foot. Well, it was a great attempt. He knew exactly how much time he had. Beautiful bounce pass to Leah. And was almost affected there by Batum, but nevertheless, he gets the ball back, goes up and draws the foul. So a potential three-point play for Batum.
So Lesor now picking up his third foul.
And that'll bring Gobert back. But here it is, look. He was short there, but he stayed with it. And maybe a tough call on Lesor. But does not make the free throw. Remember, the free throws were made in abundance by Argentina against Serbia. Can't afford to give away points at the line.
And we've seen this a few times. Argentina doing a great job with denial defense, but Fournier can't hit the long shot.
Campazzo puts it up from deep and off the back of the iron. Now Gobert, see if he's got a little more bounce in his step after sitting for a few minutes. He gets it from De Colo, passes out to Batum.
Oh, 2 good looks for Batum. Hasn't been able to knock one down.
La Provitola hits it right at about free throw line distance. Albisi gets in, puts it up with the left hand, is not there. Now Scola, Campazzo, and hands it off to Deck, who goes in, tries to go strong, lays it up and in despite the defense from Batum, and just like that, Argentina move back in front, 29-24. One of the more anonymous players, even though he plays for Real Madrid, certainly not in Argentina is he anonymous, but compared to the star power that we've seen, he has really held his own in this World Cup.
Yeah, no question about that.
His stock is going up. And that time, the defense by La Provitola forcing the turnover.
And again, it's been the defensive pressure from these guards from Argentina all tournament long. It's caused nightmares for their opponents. They forced so many turnovers. They had 11 steals on average coming into this one.
De Colo is going to come out. Amat Mbaye comes back in, so you bring in a power forward for a combo guard. Also, Ntilikina also in the game now.
Yeah, Mbaye needs to be aggressive. See him there discussing with the referee. He's averaging 7 points per game, but shooting 64% from the field and 60% from three. So you want to see him be aggressive as France picks up its 5th foul. Argentina yet to foul this quarter.
Wow. So Argentina in the bonus the rest of the way here in the first half. Seems like one reason why Collet called the timeout was to kind of just try to keep the intensity up from France, the way he was kind of egging them on. Look at Scola's numbers. Very close to on his way to a double-double, it would appear. Needs a few more rebounds.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll get those. He's the premier rebounder. Now we see a 2-2-1 press for Argentina. And they back down into a man-to-man, but Scola, double digits in 22 of his last 23 World Cup games. Just so consistent.
Fournier, hounded by Campazzo. Shot clock winding down, and Fournier drives in. That was a good try. Scola now going to try his luck against him by Gobert with the board. Gobert has not made a huge impact on this game at all. Nice sets to pick. Ntilikina hits another jump shot.
Well, Gobert does make an impact there with the screening. It's tough for defenders to get around him. And obviously that's one way to relieve the ball pressure that the guards are setting.
Scola again, and picks up the foul on Gobert. And Gobert, the Gobert factor is, well, you know, you say Scola outwitted him there?
Oh, look at the underhand flip. Just so creative, so smart inside. And when he gets the ball in the block, you just know he feels right at home as you see Chris Bosh.
What's Chris Bosh like? Man, I played in this thing. Chris Bosh hearing the love from the crowd in Beijing. Scola misses the first. Think about how many great players have played in the FIBA Basketball World Cup over the years. You know, you see the likes of Bosh here. Played in that 2006 team of the USA that finished third and beat Argentina in the third-place game, in fact. Figueroa comes back in. Scola goes out for a breather. Here's Kobe. He didn't play at the World Cup, but he played in 2 Olympic Games, and obviously a fan favorite. Always has been in China. But the love he got when he came for the Beijing Games was off the charts.
He talked about being here since 1998 to spread the game of basketball. As Fournier finally dumps it off to Gobert.
Nice idea. Finally, they've got to get Gobert going. That is clearly an advantage they should have. Figueroa picks up that first foul.
Well, Gobert the other night against the USA just could not be stopped. Drew 10 fouls, got to the free throw line 10 times, making 9 of them.
It's just the nature of sports, isn't it? You play one game at a certain level, and there's no guarantee that you're going to play that next game at that level. It's not to say that he can't turn it up a notch tonight, but he certainly has not been the same Rudy Gobert that we saw against the United States. That's much better.
Well, he talked about the motivation he had going into that game after Miles Turner essentially called him out in some ways on Twitter.
Deck took a shot. He's going to have to come out. Looks like he's rolled his ankle.
I think he caught a knee in the thigh.
Did he take a knee? Yeah. So is he going to have to come out?
France fortunate to not get called for a foul there. And you'll see it again.
Well, it's just Ntilikina. Yeah. It's just, nothing untoward there. So Scola will indeed come in for Deck. Had words for Ntilikina. I don't think Ntilikina did anything on purpose. Oh, bounce pass. Figueroa saved it. Nope. He stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, you see there, La Provitola telling him, if you're going to cut back door, cut hard. I'm going to feed you.
Three minutes to go in a thrilling first half. Argentina on top of France. Fournier. Shooter's bounce, not quite. And Figueroa knocked it away, but into the hands of Mbaye. And La Provitola reaches in and commits the foul. That's the second team foul on Argentina. So Figueroa getting good minutes.
Well, he's got I was gonna say a nice body, but just a strong body for a 21-year-old, good athlete. Obviously was the victim of a incredible block from Lucic from Serbia. Fournier keeps firing and just can't knock one down yet from the outside.
And Figueroa brings it up the floor. Batum in the game now, and Mbaye goes out. Dakolo getting ready to come back in as well. La Provitola thought he could shoot it over the trees, but he was short. Fournier has Campazzo on his back, and then he goes in and is fouled by D'Elia.
And again, one thing Kobe Bryant mentioned in the press conference about this France team and Evan Fournier is his moxie. He just plays fearless, always going downhill. You see, feels the contact, and right away his first thought is get the ball up so I can get to the free throw line and find my rhythm. He's 3 of 12 already from the field, so no lack of aggression from Fournier in the semifinal.
Brusino comes in for Figueroa. Brusino spent some time in the NBA with the Dallas Mavericks. Didn't really cement his role there, so he's back in Europe, back in Spain. But it does kind of speak to the quality of this Argentina team. They've got really good players, some of whom you might not have heard of. You know about Fournier, though. And his second free throw somehow stays out.
9 rebounds already for Scola.
La Provitola. Tough pass to Brusino, who's known for his stroke. Here's Campazzo, and the tap is there from Brusino. Gobert hands it off to Fournier. Goes off one leg. Oh, what a tough shot.
Oh, he's a tough shot maker. And Fournier refuses to go down without emptying out the clip, essentially.
La Provitola, his pass, and D'Elia couldn't quite control it. Gobert takes it away. Look at him dribble. And then he hands it off. And La Provitola commits Argentina's 4th foul of the quarter. So any more, they'll be over the limit.
Well, smart foul. You see a little crossover dribble there from Rudy. And almost looks like La Provitola dove on him.
Dakolo's going to come in for Fournier as we get ready for the final 107 here in the first half. Ntilikina able to inbound it just in time. Ntilikina goes behind his back, puts it up. Oh, that was sweet.
Hey, this kid can play. That's why the New York Knicks drafted him so early in the first round. Still only 21 years of age, 1.98 m, 6'6" guard with a lot of skill.
La Provitola, beautiful wraparound pass to D'Elia.
And that's what you need to do against Gobert. You draw him to you as a guard and then dump it off to the big man, diving to the basket.
Look at the Argentina fans behind the Argentina bench, standing and singing the whole game. Batum from the right corner goes down. Now Scola able to save it before it goes out of bounds. La Provitola hands it off to Campazzo and wisely holds it for the last shot. Campazzo launches it!
I thought he was fouled. Just hits a Tissot buzzer beater.
This kid doesn't know how to fail, really. He is utterly sensational. That shot takes Argentina's lead to 39-32 at halftime over France.
Well, the first adjustment here, Albisi starting the second half over Ntilikina. Also, Labéry starts.
Vildosa, meanwhile, starts for Argentina, and Garino back in the game as well. So we thought Gobert had to get involved. Here he is twice, getting his hands on the ball, and his coach telling him to go up and just dunk it. Dunk it, Rudy. If anybody can do it, you can.
So that means Batum also will come off the bench in the second half for France.
An offensive foul called on Louis Labéry.
I'm sorry, Batum is in the starting five. It's Mbaye. Ooh, that was, I mean, those just kind of ran full speed into the screen and fell.
Batum getting after Garino. Here's Vildosa. Got Campazzo in the right corner, and Fournier reaches in and commits the foul.
3 free throws.
2 fouls on Fournier, and he definitely got him on the left wrist. First one is good. France led for most of the night against the United States the other night, and Argentina did the same against Serbia. See that Vildosa just 24 years of age, so you know he's got a chance to be a part of this national team for a long time, as does Garino.
Well, it is a young team, obviously, outside of Scola. Everyone else under 30. So their future is bright in Argentina.
So they gave him the 3 free throws, and they take advantage. It's a 10-point lead. France need to change the rhythm of the game. They get it to Gobert. Albisi open off the front of the iron. Batum gets it back to Albisi. He's going to try again. He gets it right back.
That's confidence right there. Albisi, after missing one, steps right back up and knocks down another one. As Campazzo
has to be careful, raising his arms, his elbows. Here's Scola now going up against Labéry. Spins, turns, puts up a very difficult shot, and then not able to get the rebound. Good defense, forcing the tough shot. How big was that Albisi three-pointer?
Yeah, they needed it. They were down 10. First time facing a double-digit deficit.
Labéry.
Oh, way off.
Now Vildosa. Behind the back pass to Scola. And he goes up. Oh, no, and they're going to call a charge.
Yep, use this off arm to clear out Labéry. Still a phenomenal finish. So good call by the referee.
And Zarapovic right on the call. Terrific pass. Well, just kind of leaned into him a little bit.
It's that left hand.
Interesting, by having Albisi on the court, it's almost kind of like the mirror opposite of Campazzo. And maybe that's what Collet thinks is a better matchup for Campazzo to kind of neutralize his impact on both ends of the floor. Here's Fournier, because he's also quick. Fournier just grazes the outside of the net.
Oh, that's 2 consecutive 3-pointers that don't touch the rim for France. Yeah, you mentioned the low center of gravity that Campasso and Albisi share.
Vildosa for 3. That's good.
Too much room for a shooter like him.
I mean, is it too much to call this the Argentina miracle? Because that's kind of what it feels like. I'm just not sure that anybody saw this coming. Fournier puts his head down, passes out to Batum for 3. That's good. France just trying to hang tough.
Yeah, they needed that. His first make of the night. Mismatch. Good help from Gobert.
Scola, well, he says, I'm going to have to shoot it, and he makes it. The legend lives on, Luis Scola. Fournier with a pump fake, and they hand it off to Gobert, but he misses a dunk. This triggers a break to Vildosa. He goes behind his back, and then he holds up. And a foul called on Batum, who had hustled back to play defense. And it looked like Vildosa's main aim there was to get the contact rather than to make the shot. But that missed dunk says it all for Gobert tonight. It's just not happening. And that's a kind of a tough call on Batum because he did everything he could to slow up. But a clever play nevertheless by Vildosa.
Well, these fans are providing a lot of energy for their players. Yeah, man, Scola, who's going to get a quick rest, obviously became the second all-time leading scorer in the World Cup in this tournament. But what he's been doing in the knockout stages has been most impressive to me.
Vildosa makes both free throws.
12-point lead now for Argentina against their defense, suffocating France.
Piccolo gets in the lane. He's tied up. And talking about another revelation of sorts, you'd have to say Vildosa, the way he played against Serbia, and now the way he's playing here tonight, especially in the second half.
Well, second leading scorer tonight, thanks to 5 free throws and a 3.
Vildosa. Spin by Garino. Deck gets in for the rebound. Or no, Gaisi. And Gaisi earns the trip to the line. And Vincent Collet is going to call timeout, and he's going to go to Poiré. But before he comes into the game, he's going to talk to his troops.
Well, Gaisi does the right thing. Will Gobert around, just pump fake, get him off his feet. Yeah, intensity is everything in basketball, Jeff, honestly. And you could tell right away, Argentina had it from the opening tip. Gave him a quick start. France did climb back, but Argentina just looks like the better team so far here tonight.
Gaisi makes the first and the second. And Scola, while he's catching his breath, getting a rest, the lead grows. Albisi. I think Albisi should look for his shot. And the ball goes out of bounds.
Again, they're making all these, I want to say the 50-50 plays, but just making everything so hard for France just to even execute their offense.
Campasso steps back. Gets it back, pump fake. Gets it back to Vildosa.
Got a mismatch.
And misses everything.
Well, better defense there from France.
Yep, Poirier did not take the bait. Poirier didn't play the other night against the USA, but he will know, obviously, these players, Campazzo and Deck, because he played at Baskonia in Bilbao, near Bilbao. Victoria, Spain. Here's Lesor.
Nice drop step.
Good effort by Poirier. Now,
shot clock at 3.
Lesor, and bailed out by the Gaisi foul. And Sergio Hernandez saying there was 1 second on the shot clock. Why did you commit the foul? We thrive on being smart, and that was not smart.
Call for the hand check. So France managing just 6 points so far in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter.
Albasi.
Well, expect Collet to go to Ntilikina very soon.
Vildoza pulls up.
Few air balls in the second half now.
So Ntilikina comes back in for Albasi. I would have said after Albasi made the three-pointer, I would have gone right back to him. And France had took like 3 possessions, and then here's Ntilikina.
Campazzo all over him.
And good anticipation from Garino.
They're unable to even initiate their offense because of the ball pressure. And that brings Fournier back in for Batum.
Fournier, shifty move, drives in. Boy, what a quality finish.
I mean, he just stood off the bench 5 seconds in and gets a layup.
Boy, he feels a sense of desperation.
Yeah, Fournier's did a great job attacking the basket, just 0 of 5 from three-point range.
Deck open, that's good. Wide open. They're just playing with so much confidence, Argentina. Again, the ball knocked away from Ntilikina, but Garino called for the foul. And that's what that great start does. Just like against Serbia, they have the great start against France. The confidence level goes up. The intensity level goes up. That's a look again at the foul.
Little pocket pass there from Campazzo to Deck. And Deck has a lot of versatility in his game. We've seen him take off for some strong finishes. Now, there he is knocking down a 3.
You know which Argentina player he reminds me of a little bit in the past? It's Delfino. He just kind of ambles around, doesn't look like he's in a rush, but gets the job done.
Ooh.
And unsportsmanlike foul called on Vildoza. 2 shots and possession. So now maybe is a chance for France. Yeah.
They pulled him down. Yeah, he does have that kind of, like you said, Delfino, Andres Nocioni feel to his game, where you're just not quite sure what's his strength. And yet you look in the box score and he's in double figures and 5 or 6 rebounds, a couple steals.
So here's the chance for De Colo and Lebleu to shave as many as 5 points off the deficit if he can make this, and then they can hit a 3.
The lead had ballooned to 15 for Argentina.
France 4 of 19 from 3-point range. Labaree 2 of 3. It's been a struggle for everybody else. Fournier. Throws
Shot
it back.
clock.
DeColo has to launch it. And now Lesor bats the ball out to Vildoza, who gets it back to Campazzo. And again, that Argentina defense, you have to salute it. Scola back in.
Oh, there it is
does
again.
a great job of knowing the arm's going to be there. Gets the foul as he goes up. How do you do as a player? You know, you're down 13 minutes to go. You're kind of like stunned a little bit. How do you shake yourself out of this and not let the negativity just kind of swallow you up?
Well, again, basketball is a game of runs. You have to expect a French run to come. And it starts with the defense. You know, they need to put together a string of stops, maybe 2 or 3, obviously a rebound to get the official stop. And unfortunately, that unsportsmanlike foul didn't lead to a multi-point possession. And it's right back to 15. But it's all credit to this Argentina defense. There you see it again. Nothing coming easy for France. Meanwhile, on the other end, Scola is able to catch the ball in the post with no resistance, really.
Ntilikina, they had settled for the 3, and he makes it. Well, he provides evidence of what he can do once again, his bright future, but it was nevertheless the only shot they were going to get.
But you see how easy it is for Argentina to find room and to get into the lane, to get open shots, and then that's what
happens. Look at Campazzo for 3.
Campazzo with the golazzo. Another near steal.
Poirier keeping it alive. DeColo fouled by Vildoza.
So Fournier now 5 of 16 from the field. Just can't get a consistent rhythm going.
That last 3-pointer for Campazzo, his 3rd. Here's a replay. This is the pass to Campazzo again. He's now 3 of 7 from 3-point range. And Argentina shooting 43% from 3-point range.
A rare sight there. DeColo missing a free throw.
And even the look on the French fans kind of says it all, really. It's just not happening. The thing is, they've got enough experience out there. Got to shake themselves out of this. 12 minutes remaining. La Provitola in the game. And Batum almost.
Just look at the joy that Campazzo plays with, too. Just makes the game so much fun for himself, his teammates.
Well, especially when he's up 14 points. Here's Scola going in the run, and what a block from Batum.
Offensive foul.
Wow. Fournier kind of lowered his shoulder.
That's 4 on Fournier. He's got to be, it's a huge decision now for Vincent Collet. He'll have a timeout to think about it. Deck moving his feet, and you see the extension of the left forearm.
You think that's a call that he gets away with at the club level? Look at this swat by Batum.
Batum's length has always been one of his strengths.
Well, there's the face of Gobert. You saw 1 point and 6 rebounds for Rudy Gobert. And even if you look at the likes of D'Elia, who hasn't played much here in the second half, he's got 6 points and 3 rebounds. So, you know, if you're not getting much production from your NBA star, it doesn't bode well. La Provitola able to get it back to Scola, who steps into it. And the long rebound goes out to La Provitola. Guarded by Poirier, who's going to be with Boston, right? Poirier. Now, Campasso misses, but follows up his own shot. He knew it was off, didn't he?
Well, the hustle plays.
Right when he released it, he knew it was off. He ran in to get the rebound. Scola, tough shot. France stay with it. And Poirier is down.
Yeah, took a shot to the face. Seems to be okay. Just had his bell rung. You can see it right there, left elbow from Scola.
Yeah, he got it. Well, that reintroduces Gobert.
Well, France talked about, you know, they couldn't afford a letdown game after the high of beating Team USA in the quarterfinal. And watching this so far, you just can't help but see that's what the case has been. And another near steal
from Campasso, yeah. Gaisi couldn't quite pick it up.
And Bai's been scoreless.
Ntilikina, tough drive. Boy.
I mean, he's probably been their best player tonight. 11 points, 5 of 7 from the field, compared to the 11 points and 5 of 16 from Fournier.
Piccolo trying to slow down La Provitola. Deck from deep. Gobert with the board, gets it to Ntilikina. Shot clock winding, or game clock winding down. Last 3 seconds of the third quarter. And Batum can't make it. So at the end of a frustrating 10 minutes for France, Les Bleus, they trail 60-48 against Argentina. 1 quarter remains in this game. The winner to face Spain in the final. Ntilikina hands it off to Batum. De Colo now. A little bit more of a sense of purpose for France in that offense. And you can see Collet trying to get them fired up.
Yeah, you're right about the purpose. Cutting hard off that play. Coming off the screen hard. Forcing the issue.
Ntilikina pulls up from deep. And by with the rebound. Here is again, Ntilikina. And by for 3, that's good. You talked about it.
I mean, again, he's a BCL champion for a reason. He's had a great year of basketball, a late bloomer in this program. He needs to be aggressive. The near steal here could travel. No call.
Campazzo, and he was held by Ntilikina.
Again, Campazzo just so hard to stay in front of.
Good minutes from Gaisi as he goes out, and D'Elia comes back in, probably offers a little more on offense. Ball inbounded to La Provitola. He goes baseline, gets it over to Campazzo. La Provitola hits a three. Well, that is a early dagger in the fourth quarter, right after the in by three.
That's a huge shot. He almost stepped out of bounds. And again, Campazzo, look at the ball pressure. So he reaches in. But the fact that that's just his second foul. He's played 26 minutes already.
Fierro is going to come into the game, number 10. And he's going to give La Provitola a chance to head back to the bench. Interesting, La Provitola just hit that three. Ntilikina, long two. That's good. Wow. He's done it 2 games in a row, folks. He's been the man. Hold on Batum.
Shot won't count there. Campazzo just threw it up after the whistle. A little hook shot. Batum trying to fight through the screen.
Campazzo open, short. That might give a chance to run for France. Nope. Argentina did have everybody back. Ntilikina hands it off to Gobert. And Gobert, first sign of the game that he's into it now. Running the floor and dunking it with 2 hands.
Yep, first field goal.
La Provitola leaves his feet, passes back out to Campazzo. And that's short. And into the hands of Gobert. And good hands by Campazzo.
This is a big moment here. If France can get a bucket, you see the beautiful feed. Ntilikina, Gobert, no one dares get in the way.
And by to Batum from the right.
They needed that one.
La Provitola. And again, France would like to get something in transition. They haven't had anything. Breaking. Here's Ntilikina. His pass knocked away. And it leads to a 2-on-1 break. La Provitola behind the back pass. Finished by Scola.
Oh, guess who it was once again defensively? Campazzo forcing the turnover. And then a beautifully executed fast break.
20 points and 11 rebounds now for Luis Scola. That's back-to-back 20-point games.
Great pass inside. Yeah, you mentioned Scola. I mean, hard for him not to get some MVP votes if Argentina win it all at this point, right? Watch again, running the floor. Lays it up and in. Again, he's had the same game pretty much for the last 17, 18 years. Nothing much has changed. Just no one can figure out how to stop it.
Probably offensively, he's gotten better the older he's become.
Craftier.
I would suggest. Craftier, yeah. Here's Mbai. Gobert with the rebound. And he'll have to settle for a couple of free throws after attempting the putback. France still in this, only down 10, but 4 fouls on D'Elia. If I'm Mbaye, I'm shooting that basketball. He's definitely got the stroke. See that Albisi is back in, and now Gobert misses a free throw. Gobert 1 of 3 at the line tonight. Ooh. But Mbaye sneaks in there. Great job on the boards. Nascola questioning the ref, arguing he was pulled over.
Well, they're in the penalty. They need to take advantage.
No. I have to say, I don't agree with Scola there.
Well, the other night, France 21 of 25 from the foul line, just 9 of 16 here tonight. That's 3 in a row.
3 consecutive misses for France. Does that look familiar?
I mean, the other night, it was Marcus Smart and Kemba Walker missing 4 straight free throws.
Against France. Mbaye makes 1 of 2. Gets it back to single digits, the deficit.
How much time can Cole leave Fournier on the bench with those 4 fouls? Good denial from Albisi.
Scola comes out.
Now they're finally forcing Argentina to run their offense a little further out.
Provitola zigzags his way, gets it to D'Elia. Good job knocking it off the rim. DeColo backs up. La Provitola gets it back out to Albisi. And it was long. La Provitola. Argentina have gone cold. France haven't capitalized really.
And the French defense has picked up in the 4th quarter, limiting Argentina just 5 points. But like you said, can't quite capitalize on these opportunities. As for the first time, we're going to see Albisi and Ntilikina in the game at the same time.
Yeah, DeColo needs a blow, needs a breather.
DeColo so far 9 points on 1 of 3 from the field, is 7 of 8 from the free throw line.
Behind the back pass from Vildoza to Scola. Now Garino drives in, and great work from Gobert to protect the rim.
Hard falls as well.
And the block called on Vildoza. They are over the limit, so again, France go to the free throw line.
And that's 4 fouls now on Luca Vildoza. Take a look at this challenge. Could have been called a foul. The leg of Gobert taking out Garino.
But also Garino was leading with his left forearm.
I don't think Vildoza feels he's committed any fouls tonight. So Ntilikina, I'm going to wait to share his percentage to after he shoots the first one.
You very quietly jinxed him.
Well, he hadn't missed one.
You inferred it.
He hadn't missed one into that shot.
But you
all
inferred
World Cup
that he
long.
hadn't missed the free throw, and it was transmitted to the poor Ntilikina. The commentator's curse strikes again. He makes the second. But vital free throws here. If they'd made those 4 free throws, it would be a 4-point game right now. Campasso. Feel like the door opening slightly here for France. Deck open, misses everything. Falls to Garino, over to Scola, and suddenly Argentina struggling. La Provitola has it.
France just can't get their hands on the ball until then.
Now they do, and it's Ntilikina. Good pass over to Mbai from Gobert into the corner. And he gets it back out. Argentina hustling
Gobert
back on
posting
defense.
up hard. Watch out for the 3 seconds. Fortunate to not get called there.
Ntilikina from deep.
Oh.
And what a tip in by Batum. They're going to wipe it away.
Well, it did seem like he went over the back there. And
Olay saying he just can leap high and reach over. Watch this.
Scola. I mean, there's enough contact to send Scola down.
Yeah, I'm tempted to let that one go.
Oh, huge call. Would have cut it to 6, stays at 8. And of course, this lineup for France, much more of a defensive lineup. You think about the 2 guards, and Ntilikina and Albisi, obviously Batum, his length, Gobert inside.
We saw a similar play, I think, in the Spain game before Australia. It was in the first half when Gasol, I think, leaned over and kept it alive, and a foul was not called. Could be wrong. I think that's what it was. La Provitola being hounded by Ntilikina.
Both teams in the penalty.
And Albisi.
20 points, 13 rebounds.
Well, I guess psychologically it gets even harder for France when you consider now there's less than 5 minutes remaining. They trailed by 7 at halftime. They trail by 9 points now. It'll be 10 if Campazzo makes the second, and he doesn't. Every little bit counts. Albisi. Mbai.
They've got good looks here in the 4th quarter.
And Deck goes in, lays it up. Fournier going to check back in on the next dead ball.
Well, Deck might be Argentina's best athlete. See the way he ran the floor on that one.
Gobert twists and turns, double teamed. This was the pass to Deck, as you said, displaying the athleticism. It really is a Carlos Delfino-like athleticism.
So 2.3 remain on the shot clock. Fournier back in after a long stint on the bench with those 4 fouls.
Mbai, step back, and he stepped out of bounds. Amazing how many times that happens. So Mbai is going to come out. His left heel was just out of bounds. Campazzo gets it back to Scola, doesn't mess around, and he puts it up. And he raises both hands up in the air to signify the 3-pointer.
Well, the pick and pop, another beautiful pass from Campazzo. And Luis Scola.
Ntilikina sees an opening, goes right to the basket. Well, he's been an absolute star tonight for France. They can have no complaints with his performance.
Well, he's probably been the only player who's played well.
Yeah, I think the Knicks have potentially a really special
Same
player.
play, same result.
Back. Luis Scola thrusting himself into the MVP conversation. Wow. 26 points, 13 rebounds for the great Luis Scola. Ntilikina, meanwhile, and now the clock is the enemy. The lead has grown to 15 points. And Les Bleus look like they could be singing the blues after this. Here's Deck. follows up his miss.
You just know Scola wants it again.
And with France, it is just so hard to understand so many tournaments. They get a great result, and it's followed by a performance that just doesn't match their potential. And now fouling Fournier, who attempted the three with Scola. So 3 free throws coming for Fournier. France will now have to play perfect basketball the rest of the way just to have a chance to force overtime.
You see there, again, picking and popping. Scola, consecutive threes on back-to-back possessions.
And Fournier just adds insult to injury by missing the first of the 3 free throws. And now the second.
It's just not their night, Jeff.
No, it's not. Gobert was so good against the USA, as was Fournier, as was DeColo. And tonight, really, it's the main man has been Ntilikina. Ntilikina was tough the other night as well. And Argentina just seemed to be able to do what they want to do every time down the floor.
And the fans haven't stopped chanting the entire game. Let's see what it means.
Kind of hard to call them surprise package since they have the likes of Scola and Campazzo in the team, but again, it's just nobody was talking about Argentina challenging for this title coming into this tournament.
Yeah, obviously you had the USA, Serbia, Australia, Lithuania, France, Spain. But here we are, like you said, an all Spanish-speaking final soon approaching. And that means we'll probably have a rematch. France-Australia, one of the classics of the second round. Scola.
Here's an ovation from even, I think, the French fans.
I think it's an offensive-defensive substitution.
La Provitola reaches in and knocks it away.
Well, Sergio Hernandez didn't even ask Scola to go back in, but sometimes when you reach that status, you do what you want. As you see Ginobili next to Kobe. And Cole is going to throw in the towel.
Paul Lacombe, who was vital for the team in the qualifiers and earned a spot on the roster, but hasn't been able to get his playing time, especially with Fournier being so good, comes into the game. Fournier for 3. So that gets it back to a 13-point deficit. Lacombe, very good defensively. I think maybe he should have come in a little bit earlier, but who am I? I'm not the coach. And the pass and the dump and the basket. You know, I think if anybody wants a roadmap to success in international play, they should look back and see what Argentina have done the past few years. See how they've gotten to this point. Look at what they've done in the build-up to this tournament. Look at how they've approached each and every game. And probably, when you consider their coach, Sergio Hernandez, doesn't get enough credit for being as excellent as he is.
Wow, 3 consecutive deflections from Garino. And again, they're not going to stop applying the pressure. That's what they do. And Fournier.
Hugs on the bench for Deck. And the pass to Colo. And Campasso hands it off to Faro. Oh, he goes up, ball slips out of his hand.
Oh, went for the highlight.
He's going to hear about that from his teammates.
Well, there's no such thing as garbage time. So Argentina, how much more magic do they have left? Going up against Spain as Fournier missing another free throw. Just 2 of 6.
You know, you think of Hernandez, though. Why is he not being given a big job in Spain, for example, for everything that he's achieved over the years? That boggles the mind. Somebody is not recognizing an opportunity there. Here is, and I'm talking about mini clubs. Here is the drive and another basket for La Provitola, and in the end, they've made it easy. They have really made it look easy. Lacombe off to De Colo, and that's goaltending, goal interference. It is a painful defeat for France, and if Serbia were flat against Argentina tonight, so was France, maybe even more so. And maybe it's something about Argentina that brings out the worst in their opponents. Maybe we just don't give them enough credit. Cafaro drives in, the ball blocked out to Garino. And if the victory was famous, look at Scola looking over at Ginobili. Look at Luis Scola, and look at these players celebrating. This is a Cinderella story. Really, Argentina winning it 80-66.